Welcome to Live with Liz. I'm so excited. I've been working on this all week long, and I'm really, really excited to be here with you guys today. You answered a survey yesterday that I put out. I asked you what you wanted to hear this Live with Liz session this week. And a lot of you said you wanted a market update. You said, Liz, I want market updates versus buyer and seller tips. So here we go. Here is your Santa Clarita Valley market update. Now, keep in mind that all of this information comes from the MLS. And also keep in mind that this information is as good as the numbers on the MLS. So that also includes a lot of numbers that agents submit. And keep in mind that interest rates change on a daily basis. So we're going to talk about interest rates a little bit here. Keep in mind that in the real estate market, interest rates change on the daily basis. So here you go. Here's your Santa Clarita Valley real estate update. Now let's talk about current active listings. Current active listings are listings that are currently available for sale in the Santa Clarita Valley. And this includes Acton, Agua Dulce, Castaic. It includes all of the surrounding areas of the main Santa Clarita Valley. So there are 170 live listings at this moment. I can't believe how low that is, but it is really, really low in terms of inventory. So our current inventory is 170 listings. Now, let's talk about another number that is really important, and it's really important to keep in mind, is the median days on market. So it's the time it takes it takes a home to sell in the Santa Clarita Valley. That number is actually 9 days. And all over L.A County, let's talk about countywide, that number, the number of days it takes for a home to sell all over L.A County is 13 days. So these are the numbers. These are the numbers that typically drive real estate. And as you know, inventory is one of the main drivers of the real estate industry, right? So you know now that there are 170 homes for sale in the Santa Clarita Valley. That's less than 200 homes. That's less than a month's supply. It's incredibly low. To say that the market is competitive is an absolute understatement. The market right now is really, really great if you're thinking about selling. Now, let's talk about another driver of the real estate market, and that's interest rates. As of today, so let's talk about today's interest rate. As of today, interest rates are at 2.79. And take this into account. In comparison to this time last year, the interest rates was at 3.65. So until inventory catches up with demand, we will be in a hot market. And what the low demand, low interest rate story tells us for the spring market is that it's going to be really, really, really busy, and that buyers and sellers are going to be absolutely out there. So let's talk about that. Because it's really important to take these numbers into account, right? Inventory is low, interest rates are low. There is a surplus of buyers looking to buy. And so that's really good news for sellers. But I want you to think about this. If you are thinking about buying, or if you're a buyer out on the market right now, it's not all doom and gloom for you. If interest rates are at under 3% for you, that's amazing. That means that you can borrow, there's never been a cheaper time to borrow money. Now, I know a lot of you are wondering, are we headed toward a real estate crash? And what I see here, and if these numbers are telling us anything, is that we are not in the immediate future headed to a real estate crash. We do need more inventory. And honestly, the lack of inventory will probably promote affordability, because as people are out there and more sellers are receiving multiple offers above asking price for their home, eventually it's going to get to a point where buyers are going to say, okay, I'm not going to buy right now. I'm going to wait to see what happens with prices. But that's not the case right now. And as we know, that's not the case because interest rates are so low at this time, right? So we're not headed to a real estate crash anytime soon. Affordability is going to be an issue, I think, maybe in the near future. But again, affordability is going to remain as long as interest rates remain low. So one thing to look out for is interest rates, right? If interest rates go up, we might have to study buyer behavior at that point to see if the market's going to continue this, surplus of activity for sellers, okay? Now, let me give you another piece of information that should give you some peace of mind if you're thinking that we might be headed toward a real estate crash soon. The number of underwater home owners is at an all-time low, which means that people have equity in their homes. That wasn't the case at the last downturn. There was no equity in those homes. So a lot of people have plenty of equity in their homes. And although there is forbearance happening right now, a lot of those people are actually getting back to work, especially as vaccines get to roll out, and especially as the economy starts to open up, hopefully more and more in the coming weeks and in the coming months, okay? In Santa Clarita, there's also more good news for buyers. We have seen that buyer confidence in new construction has actually gone up, and builders are actually really confident about continuing to build here in the Santa Clarita Valley. I know that Mission Village, right off the 126, will be opening up their model soon, so that's going to be an option for buyers. And I have been previed or invited to a couple of hearings that have taken place with the city, where builders are actually proposing new projects to come in the Santa Clarita Valley. So what that tells me is that builders are confident about building here, and hopefully that will add to our inventory, and that will hopefully help buyers who are looking to buy. Now, of course, this takes a long time, and it's a long process from proposal to actually groundbreaking, but at least we know that Mission Village will be opening up soon, and there are still plenty of new construction homes for sale out here in the Santa Clarita Valley, okay? So with all that being said, we know that we're headed to a really hot spring. We know that it's more than likely going to be a seller's market, but there's still plenty of opportunity for buyers. Please, buyers, don't let this keep you from buying. Please keep trying. I do have some piece of advice for sellers. We are in a hot market, and as you know, the misconception about a hot market for sellers is that you're just going to stick your home online and it's going to sell. The truth is that you still need to hire a professional. You still need to hire somebody that will price your home intelligently, somebody that will market your home strategically, and somebody that will negotiate fiercely on your behalf. Because let me tell you something, in this really, really hot market, when you're more than likely going to receive multiple offers on your home, you're going to need a top-notch negotiator and an agent who's going to look at every single piece of every single offer that comes in. You do not want to leave any money on the table, and you certainly don't want to waste time with an agent who doesn't know what they're doing or doesn't know how to manage this unusual market, because honestly, the market is a bit unusual at this time, okay? And if you're a buyer, please do not let these news deter you, okay? The right agent will work diligently behind the scenes on your behalf, and the right agent will educate you. Education is key, especially on how to strategically put together an aggressive offer that will stand out amongst all the offers that sellers are receiving right now. So do not let this deter you. You need to think about buying, because there's never been a better time to acquire an asset like real estate at these types of rates. I mean, the median down payment that a buyer is putting down right now is 12%. That's certainly less than 20%, and it's a little bit more than that 3.5 FHA, but it gives you opportunity to actually have full control of an asset that is going to be appreciating for at least as far as I can see in the near future, okay? Now, if you already own a home, buy another one, or buy an investment property. And if you already own an investment, buy more investment. There's just hasn't been a better time to invest in real estate, given what we know about interest rates. I mean, under 3%, that's incredible. I've had 2 buyers over the last 2 weeks lock in their rate under 3%. That's amazing. So what do we know? We know that inventory is low, but so are interest rates. So that's sort of a win-win for both sellers and buyers. And sure, we're going to be stepping into competitive market, but there are ways to alleviate that. So if you have any other real estate questions or want any specific information about the real estate market, reach out to me anytime at 661-904-8471. I hope this has been informative, and I hope this has given you the market update that you needed today. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much. Take care.